Pontiac. What a shame. What a waste. I had to buy one. Chevy actually has a better looking grill. What am I doing? I had a clunk and a clack and a clank. So I jacked it up. When I serviced this thing, when I bought it a few months ago, I greased the sway bar link. It's funny because those are greasable, but the tie rod and the ball joint is not. So I didn't know what was wrong with the 68,000 mile G5, but something was going clang, 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 and I didn't want it to go scrape when the ball joint separated and the control arm hit the ground. So I took my needle and I injected some grease into that ball joint. It looked a little dry. And I looked around and I took my pry bar that I've had for 30-something years. Once had a guy in my shop and he hammered on it and the handle blew up. 30 years later, the tape is still on. Hard to believe, huh? So I thought maybe the upper plate table, nope. And I thought maybe the tie rod end, nope. And I thought maybe the sway bar link, nope. And I thought maybe the ball joint, nope. I tried everything. I'm looking at it saying, well, it's got to be somewhere. It's just rattling and clanking. So I put the pry bar into the control arm bushing where it goes to the frame or the subframe, and wouldn't you know it? There it is. The bushing has slipped out of the control arm. And you can't really hear the noise that well, but clack, clack, clack. That control arm should be up there somewhere. So, hang on a second, I got some company. All right, where were we? So, I went to Rock Auto thinking you had to buy the whole control arm like Ford's used to be, but I wonder what happened here that it slid down. I wonder how how it fails. So that's what's wrong with that. I'm just debating, should I change it? The bushing is only $3, $6, $12, $24, or $48. They got all different qualities. They got problem solvers and easier to install and high durability and soft ride suspension. Just don't know if it's worth taking the control arm off this thing. And maybe that bushing over there, which is an entirely different kind of bushing, maybe that bushing, once it's all apart, might as well change that bushing. Where is it? There we go. That one seems nice and firm. So that's the deal with that. Oh, man. I think I need rockers. Amazing. The paint just peels off. Let me show you something else. I decided I need something else in my life. And it's not wine, women, and song. But my buddy here, Mr. Stanley Crud, 2 Ds, he's making some new pieces for his trailer hitch that is sitting over there, and it's rusted. What do you think? So he got this plate of steel at the steel yard, and I was wondering how to cut it. 3 ways to cut it. Grinder wheel. You can use up 3, 4, 5 grinder wheels by the time you get done with this. Or oxyacetylene torch, which means you use up a lot of oxygen and it's real messy. Some guys can do a real clean line. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And use up a lot of oxygen, but I got an answer to that. Or maybe it's time to buy a plasma cutter. So I went on Craigslist and I found a snap-on plasma cutter just about an hour or so away, so I sent the guy a message. And it's a 600E. I can't stop the video because if I do anything to the video except pause it, it just stops. So I was thinking about a plasma cutter. On the Corvair Center forum, which I go to once in a while, they were discussing plasma cutters. There's the one made in New Hampshire, the company that invented it, and there's some cheap Chinese imitations. This thing here, I bought this for $50. It's a machinist's vice. It's quite the beauty. But the screw, I think I used this thing, but the screw seemed to be getting stuck. So we filled it up with PB Blaster, which my buddy swears is the cat's meow. Meow. I'm not going to try it now because it takes 2 hands to hold it down. I don't have it clamped to the bed of the truck. So we got some work to do. And if anybody knows about plasma cutters, let me know. And got a bit of a noise in that motor, but I'll just change the oil. it's at 44% life left. Now here's something else I'm doing. I got some news about those tires that weren't balanced. So I took this tire, which has got pretty good tread. It's about a third to a half worn. Goodyear 205 55R16s. And I put it on my balancer and look what it shows. Right on the money. So like I was saying when I made the video a couple of weeks ago, if my balancer is right 50% of the time, then I bet you that my balancer is right all the time, and the tires that I balance are wrong 50% of the time. So I'm going to pause this and put the other tire on. Give me a sec. There we go. So what do we got? We have a little jiggle in the bubble. Looks like it's pretty close. Pretty darn close. So I got a call, or an email rather, a communication from the place I bought those big old tires from, Discount Tire Direct. And the guy watched the video and he says, "You're right, something's wrong. I'm not going to send them back. I'm not going to have them ship me new tires." So he says, "Bring it to your balancing place of choice and give them a whirl." I said, "Buddy, the reason I bought them installed and balanced because I didn't want to deal with going to a tire shop, waiting in line, listen to their crap." So he says, "He'll pay for it." And I ordered some more tires for another vehicle. And he said he'd give me a $100 good guy discount. And he'd pay for 50% of road hazard if I wanted to buy it. So whatever the road hazard cost, he'd split it 50%. So I get $100 in my pocket, a full refund on the balancing when I show him the invoice. Can't beat that. What else did I want to show you? I got to put an outlet here. I got outlets here behind all this junk. I got piles of junk. I'm a junk collector. It ain't gonna change. I had an idea. I'll take one of these electrical boxes, these 4-inch electric boxes. I was gonna screw it to this big ass pipe, but I thought to myself, did you see a light go off there? That was interesting. I thought I'd just weld this. Just a couple of tacks. Zzz, zzz. Why screw it on? If I have to remove it, just bust the welds. I'll run a wire from that outlet, which only has a double receptacle, double socket, run it over the top, and I'll have electricity here, right where I need it. I've got two heavy-duty 20-amp receptacles with a back brace, but they're not back wire, they're side wire. You got to wrap the wire around. They make a better one that has a clamp under the screw that pinches the wire, and it's much faster when you're doing a lot of receptacles, but I got this box, so I'll use them up. That's it. That's all the news that's fit to print. Not too cold today. What's doing? It was chilly last night, not like Minnesota, -20. What's outside here? A little bit of snow showers. I've got to take the battery out of that red truck that you can't see. I got 2 batteries in there. That thing's parked for the winter. And that's it. I'm stuck here in my shop. I got my grinder sitting outside in the snow. I said, should I leave it outside in anticipation of grinding down the ridge off my drums and then forget about it and come back in the morning and it's still there? Or maybe it's not. If it's gone, I wouldn't realize it was gone because I would have forgotten that I put it there, but then I wouldn't be able to find it. So I did leave it there. I've got that drum. I took it apart. It was grinding. Nothing was wrong with it. Couldn't find anything wrong. Everything looked kosher in there. So I cleaned it up, sprayed it down with some water to keep down the dust, sprayed it with some grease. I'll show you. You may enjoy watching. What happens is drums rust just between the edge of the drum and where the shoes ride, and you get a ridge, and it makes it very difficult to remove the drum unless you can retract the self-adjuster. And sometimes it's easy, and it's never easy, but sometimes it's really hard. I don't know how to do it on this one from behind, so I jiggled the drum off, and I ground off the ridge with that grinder that's sitting outside, and I sprayed some fluid film and some white grease, which has a higher melting point. And I wanted to make a video. I've been thinking about this for 10 days now. I wanted to make a video. I was looking for ideas. I've been getting my fluid film from a buddy of mine in Fall River, Mass, right near Rhode Island. And he doesn't sell fluid film anymore. He now sells a new product called WOOLWAX, and it's a Australian product that he manufactures right in Massachusetts, I think, or Rhode Island, in that area. And it's the same stuff, that they make in Australia, but due to popular demand, he had it made thicker. He put an odor neutralizer in it, and this is the product. So he sent me this gratis, free, promotionally, and I said to him, buddy, I will promote your WOOLWAX. He sent me a couple of hoses that spray 360 degrees inside your cavities. They spray forward with the hole right there, and they spray sideways. So you get full spray. So I've been thinking about this. I said, geez, how am I going to promote this? What do I got to do to get people to buy the product? Because he did send it to me for free, but I've got to make up for it because I don't take anything for free. You've got to be fair to people. He sent me this $300 worth of product, and I want to promote this. So I was wondering, what could I do? I got a guy I lent some money to a year ago. I'm still waiting to get paid back. He's got every excuse in the book except the checks in the mail. So I was thinking, well, this guy sells T-shirts, the guy that owes me the money. I said, maybe you'll take those T-shirts and you'll make a design and you'll pop it on the T-shirts, maybe in black and blue and gray or maybe white that gets dirty. We're mechanics. We don't wear white shirts. We get a ring around the collar. So I was thinking I should put these up in my shop, hang them up, and promote the product to get him some sales because he took on a new line of WOOLWAX auto undercoating, and he made the formula to suit what people wanted. And he sent me some keychains, and I'd like to give them away, but how do you want to do this so that people are interested to buy his product? And these keychains are pretty cute, but you're not going to change your life to get a keychain. Maybe a T-shirt. So I could sell them in the virtual online store, but that's complicated. I got stuff going on. I got things to fix and pipes to worry about freezing. So that's the scoop. We got WOOLWAX here. I'm going to get that blazer back in the shop in a day or two. I want to finish working on that thing. We got a rust hole in the floor. I got to fix that blazer. I promised the guy I'd have it done, and I'm just lagging behind, but not for lack of interest. Just got a lot of stuff going on. Got scraping brakes and rattling suspension, so got to take care of what I drive. So think about it. How should I give away the WOOLWAX promotional items? The keychains. Go to his website, kellsportproducts.com. Kellsport Products. KELLSPORT.com. Kellsport Products. Give him a holler. Buy some product. I'm going to test it. I'm sure I'm going to get good results because he made it for our climate. That's it. Thanks for watching. Go visit his website, kellsportproducts.com. Tell him Corvair Wild sent you. I'm going to make a better video with his banners hanging up in my shop. That's what we're going to do real soon.